Hello, I'm Samantha Rosales and this is People in Perspective. Welcome to the program. Today I'd like to introduce my guest, Jose Guereca. He's an Army veteran. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me, Samantha.
Well, I'm just going to jump straight into the questions. What was your motivation to enlist in the Army?
My father and mother kept me very sheltered, so I wasn't able to go out a lot. So I couldn't wait to graduate to have an opportunity to see the world. And I figured, I spoke to a recruiting officer, and he was sharing that there's a lot of opportunity to travel the world. So I'm like, there's my ticket.
Were there some preparations you took before going to boot camp?
Yes, there was. I was kind of like how I am right now, a little bit overweight. So I couldn't do push-ups or sit-ups or run the 2 mile. So the local boys club, we had a gym teacher there by the name of Dan Warner, and he was telling me that we got to get you prepared. So he was kind enough to kind of coach me, to help me pass the running part, the physical aspect of the military.
Did you know the challenge you were up for?
Well, you know, it didn't seem too bad. Something that was like 25 push-ups and 25 sit-ups. I couldn't do neither at the time.
So by the end you had?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I was able to pass it with flying colors by then.
What was your specialization in the Army?
I was a transportation operator specialist. It was a 6-9 Charlie, and then it changed to an 8-8 Mike.
Nice. What would you say your overall experience was like?
Oh, fantastic. I was able to see the world, so I did do some traveling. I met people from different cultures, different ideologies, different political ideologies, different religions, and it was just pleasant all the way around.
So what conflict were you a part of?
Desert Storm, Desert Shield. My term expired, and then I was with the National Guards, and then they were looking for some truck drivers, which was a transportation operator specialist, and I volunteered, and they called me back to go back into the military active service.
So that was a surprise to you?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. It wasn't a surprise. It was a surprise that they accepted my volunteer because I was with 44th RAOC, which was a Rear Tactical Observation Center. So it wasn't, from them to grab people out of my guard was kind of unique.
Did you have any friends with you that got sent in like you?
I did. My Ranger buddy, he was the person that would take care of me, and it was my job to take care of him. His last name was F.A. Farnan, Steve Farnan. And then mine was, of course, Guereca, G-U, so our names are pretty close together, so that got him to be my Ranger buddy. So through basic training, AIT, he was a truck driver as well, and then all throughout the military, he was the guy that was supposed to watch my back. And he went before I did. Unfortunately, I came home and he didn't.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But after that, what was it like losing somebody so close to you?
Oh,
like
he was like my brother, a family member.
Were there any other notable people a part of your experience?
You know what? All of my comrades, all the veterans out there, I never realized the sacrifices that they had to put forth before they signed up to the military. Not knowing if you're ever going to come back home to see your family and your loved ones. It's every veteran, no matter what branch, I believe, are somebody that I look up to, because like I said, they don't know the sacrifice they put themselves in through, and then not knowing what's going to come out. It's pretty terrifying sometimes, but coming back home, you can't have nothing but pride for them.
What was it like being away from your family for so long?
It was rough. It was rough. There was a story where I was doing some training before I went for Desert Storm. Or actually, it was while I was doing Desert Storm. And there was, we didn't have cell phones, so we couldn't communicate home like we did now.
So you sent mail back and forth?
Mail, and sometimes they have like a little trailer with some telephones that we get to call home every once in a while. So I was in the Dust Bowl in California, and we were doing our training, and unfortunately there was another soldier by the name of Jose Guereca that passed away. And before I went out to California, I was in Texas, and Jose Guereca was from Texas.
Yeah, the same
name, same last name, and I have family members out there. And when it was all over the news that Jose Guereca did not make it back, you know, he was one of the casualties.
Wow.
Yeah, they thought it was me. So yeah, that was pretty memorable. Where
But then after they got to hear from you and were relieved.
Oh yeah, my mom. When I called up home to see how my mom was doing, my mom and dad, she started to cry like, "Oh, I thought you were not with us." Yeah, it was pretty sad.
I can't imagine.
It was such an impact that she put it back in her subconscious. She doesn't remember, so that's a good thing.
So you have a family of your own now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, well, would you be okay with any of them going into the military?
If that's what they want to do, yes, I will support them all the way.
Would you want them to go into the Army or some other?
You know what? Whatever branch they feel that would be right for them, I will support. Except the Marines. No, I'm kidding. Doesn't matter.
What would you say some high points were, like most memorable times you had while out there?
That would be the one, Jose Guereca.
Where were you during Desert Storm?
Desert Storm, Desert Shield. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to go out there to see any action. By the time I was ready to go out there, the conflict was closed, so we didn't have to go out there.
And what was your discharge, like leaving the military and going back home?
That's called ETS.
ETS?
Yeah, expired term of service. When you get out of the military, you know, you don't have to pay for gas, electricity, rent, food. So when you come out, that responsibility is just thrown on your lap. So it's kind of hard to adjust.
So that definitely taught you some things.
Oh, absolutely. It was a rude awakening. But responsibility was taught in the military, and it's not easy, but you're able to adapt. It just takes a little bit of time.
So going back to your normal life, what things did you take away in your everyday?
Anything and everything that you do it with the intentions of doing your best.
So would you say that you take a lot of pride in being an Army veteran?
You know what, at first, it's funny you said that. At first, I didn't. I just thought it's just like a regular job. I joined the American Legion, Dormant Dumb Post in Chicago and Pilsen.
Is that the hat?
Yes. I was a past commander and financial officer there. So I'm very proud to be a part of them. Pretty much what they do, it's a social club for military veterans, so they can share their experiences, almost like therapy, and also assist each other when it's hard to adapt to civilian life.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really appreciate you
Samantha,
taking the time out of your day.
it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
I'm Samantha Rosales, and this has been People in Perspective. See you next time.